Welcome to Silent Secrets, where we don't just talk about relationships. We uncover the hidden patterns of human psychology, attraction, and emotion that most people never see. Now, imagine this. There's a woman. She used to text you first. She used to laugh at everything you said. You could feel the spark, the connection, alive, effortless, magnetic. But lately, something's changed. Her replies feel colder. She takes longer to respond. She's distant, and for the first time, you feel it, that quiet panic in your chest. She's slipping away. You ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Did she meet someone else? Or maybe worse, is she losing interest? But what if I told you that when a woman feels like you're losing interest, something shifts deep inside her psychology? A transformation takes place, one that can either destroy attraction completely or awaken something powerful. In today's video, we're going to break that down, piece by piece. And by the end, you'll understand the silent emotional sequence that unfolds inside her mind the moment she senses your detachment, and how to use that moment, not to manipulate, but to master the art of emotional presence and self-control. Because when a woman feels you slipping away, it doesn't always mean the end. Sometimes, it's the beginning of her realizing your value. The subconscious alarm, her emotional radar, activates. Let's start from the very beginning, the moment she feels. Women are wired, biologically and emotionally, with an incredible radar for subtle changes in connection. It's not about the words you say, it's about the energy behind them. When your messages go from warm to neutral, when your tone shifts from curious to casual, when you stop noticing the little things she says, she feels it instantly, and her subconscious lights up like a warning signal. That signal says, something's changing. I'm losing emotional safety. Now, understand this. Women don't crave control. They crave certainty. Certainty that you're invested. Certainty that the connection is mutual. So when she senses withdrawal, her first instinct is confusion. She replays old conversations in her mind. She wonders what she did wrong. She starts testing small boundaries, sending a slower reply, mentioning another guy casually, or acting slightly detached herself. But here's the twist. She's not doing it to hurt you. She's doing it to measure you. She's trying to understand. Are you still emotionally there? Or have you already checked out? This is where most men fail. They react instead of reflect. They start chasing, over-texting, over-explaining. And that panic? It kills attraction instantly. Because what she really wants to feel isn't desperation, it's stability. Your ability to stay composed in uncertainty tells her everything about your emotional strength, too. The mirror effect, how your energy shapes. Here's something few people realize. Attraction isn't a game of words. It's a mirror of emotional energy. When she feels you withdrawing, she doesn't just see it, she feels it. If you become anxious, she becomes defensive. If you become cold, she becomes confused. But when you remain grounded, calm, centered, confident, something fascinating happens. Her propensity, confusion turns into curiosity. Her curiosity turns into desire. It's psychological. Mirroring. Humans subconsciously adjust their emotions to match the energy of those around them. It's called emotional contagion. When she feels you detach, but senses no bitterness, no resentment, no ego, it stirs something deeper. She starts to wonder, why isn't he chasing? Why isn't he reacting? And that's when the psychological shift begins. Because suddenly, the balance of attention changes. In her mind, she goes from being pursued to pursuing understanding, from emotional certainty to emotional curiosity. And that curiosity is where attraction reignites. Emotional independence. The silent signal of power when a woman senses that you're emotionally independent, meaning your happiness doesn't depend on her. It activates a primal response. You become rare, unpredictable, magnetic. See, most people base their self-worth on external validation. They text to get a reaction. They post to get attention. But emotional independence says, I value connection, but I don't need it to define me. And women can feel that instantly. It's not arrogance. It's self-possession, the energy of someone who's content even when alone. When she feels you're losing interest, yet you stay composed, smiling, focused on your life, your goals, your peace. She doesn't see rejection. She sees strength. And strength, gentlemen, is the foundation of attraction that never fades, because true attraction doesn't come from chasing her. It comes from living your life so fully that she naturally wants to be part of it. The curiosity trigger, when she starts to wonder, now here's where things get interesting, when she feels your interest fading, but you don't chase. Her mind begins to spiral in quiet curiosity. She starts replaying your words, overanalyzing your messages, checking your social media a little more than she admits. Why? Because silence is powerful. Psychologically, humans are wired to fill in gaps. When information becomes scarce, our minds crave resolution. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. So, when you're no longer as predictable, when she can't easily read you, her focus naturally shifts toward figuring you out. And that's where attraction rebuilds itself. Not through effort, but through mystery. Mystery, when balanced with authenticity, is irresistible. It's not about pretending to be busy. It's about genuinely being immersed in your life, your passions, your growth, your peace, to the point that your energy feels untouchable. She feels your absence, not because you withdrew as punishment, but because you became fully present elsewhere. That's when her emotions start to chase you, even if her words don't. The reversal. When she begins to chase every connection has a turning point. It's the moment when the energy quietly reverses, when she begins to lean in again. It might start subtly, a random message, a nostalgic question, a small compliment. But make no mistake, it's her way of checking the temperature. She's trying to see if that emotional spark can still be reignited. Now, this is the moment that separates men who understand psychology from men who act on impulse. If you respond with neediness, it's gone. If you respond with ego, it's gone. But if you respond with warmth, composure, and authenticity, you rebuild attraction in its purest form, because now she's not responding to the old you, the one who sought validation. She's responding to the new you, the one who carries quiet confidence, emotional depth, and control. The moment she senses that your world doesn't revolve around her, she begins to want a place in it. The balance between mystery and openness now, let's be clear. Detachment doesn't mean coldness. You're not punishing her by being distant. You're teaching her the value of emotional balance. When you stay mysterious, it should come from self-contentment, not strategy. When you open up, it should come from trust, not fear. The most powerful dynamic between a man and a woman isn't constant attention. It's rhythmic energy. Moments of connection, followed by moments of calm distance, engagement.
Then space, presence, then pause. This emotional rhythm
Mirrors the psychology of attraction itself. It thrives on balance. Too much availability creates comfort without curiosity. Too much distance creates curiosity without comfort. The secret is learning how to dance between the two, to be emotionally available without being emotionally dependent. That's what keeps her drawn to you. Not because she fears losing you, but because she respects your inner peace. The emotional mirror test, what she's really feeling. Let's dive deeper. When a woman feels you losing interest, her emotions often shift through 3 subconscious stages. Stage 1, confusion. She senses something off. She doesn't understand it yet. Her logical mind tries to rationalize it, but her emotions feel uneasy. Stage 2, reflection. She begins to question herself, not because you accused her of anything, but because your calm detachment gives her space to self-reflect. Stage 3, recognition. This is the critical stage. She starts to realize that what she misses isn't your attention. It's your energy, your presence, your emotional consistency, and once she recognizes that, she begins to value it far more than before. That's the psychology of loss recognition. We often don't value presence until it's partially gone. By holding your ground and respecting yourself, you allow her emotions to mature, to move from taking your energy for granted to appreciating it. The inner shift. From attachment to alignment. Let's step back for a second. This entire dynamic, her sensing your detachment, your calm independence, her renewed attraction, all of it revolves around one truth. Attraction isn't about possession. It's about alignment. When you stop attaching your worth to her reactions, you realign your energy with authenticity. You stop performing love and start embodying it. You no longer seek validation. You radiate value, and that inner shift from needing her attention to respecting your own energy changes everything, because emotional alignment is magnetic. It says, I'm not chasing connection. I am connection. When you reach that level of emotional presence, people feel it. Not through your words, but through your silence. That's when she feels it too. The difference between a man who needs her and a man who chooses her. And every woman wants to be chosen, not needed. The return. When she comes back, sometimes she'll come back with subtle signs, a casual message. Hey, how have you been? A nostalgic mention. Remember that song we listened to? It's her way of testing emotional safety again. She wants to feel that your calm confidence wasn't temporary, that it's who you are now. The key? Don't fall back into old habits. Don't rush to prove that you're still interested. Instead, stay grounded, respond warmly, but with self-respect. Let her feel that your life moved forward, that you grew, healed, evolved, because attraction rooted in evolution lasts longer than attraction rooted in fear. Show her, not through words, but through energy, that you've found peace in your own lane. And ironically, that's when she'll want to walk beside you again. 10. The ultimate psychological shift. Power through detachment. Here's the truth that very few people ever grasp. When she feels you're losing interest, she doesn't just react to the loss of attention. She reacts to the shift of power. Emotional power doesn't come from control. It comes from peace. And peace comes when you're no longer trying to win someone, but to understand yourself. That's the shift. When you stop seeking external reassurance and start embodying internal certainty, you become unshakable. You no longer beg for connection. You attract it. You no longer chase validation. You radiate confidence, and the woman who once pulled away now feels drawn to the quiet, powerful energy you carry. Because in a world where everyone is desperate to be noticed, the man who can stay still, who can let go with grace, becomes unforgettable. Soft piano returns, gentle echo fades in, narrator, calmly. So remember this, gentlemen, when she feels you losing interest, it's not always a loss. Sometimes, it's the universe testing your strength, testing whether your value depends on her validation, or your self-awareness. And when you pass that test, when you remain grounded, calm, unbothered, you don't just regain attraction, you redefine it. Because true power isn't loud, it's quiet, it's composed. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't chase attention. It commands. I don't want final words, so take this moment, not as rejection, but as reflection. Step back. Breathe. Refocus your energy on yourself. Build your health, your purpose, your peace. Because the greatest paradox of attraction is this. When you no longer need to be chosen, you become the one everyone chooses. That's the psychological shift that changes everything.